So if you've got a bandsaw, chances are you're going to have to change that blade. Nothing lasts forever, it won't stay sharp forever, so that maintenance side of partly changing it. Sounds so simple, doesn't it, change a blade? So we're going to look at some of the little tips we can throw in for you, how to make it easier, more successful, get it set up better. So first thing you're going to do, unplug it. Disconnect it from the mains, no power, it's safer. Unless you have a bandsaw that's got an electric brake motor that needs current going to that brake, better to get rid of the power supply. Next stage we're going to get the blade out. So a few things I've got to do on here. We've got insert disc in the middle. Going to push that up. We can open top door, bottom one on here, and I've got a stool just in here so I don't bob about as much. Open it up. Okay, simple as that. Next thing we've got to do, detension the blade. Now it might be winder, or on this bandsaw, there's quick release lever. So I move my hand from where we are here, pull it down, quick tension on, take tension off. That's really nice. Okay, so quick and easy to do. That allows me to detension from there. So this is the old blade. I've got to bend down now, just gently grab that. Pull it forward. We'll get you into here in a minute and show you when we put the new blade how we've got to get in. Take your blade out. So we've got to fold it up. So put it down on the floor, put your foot. Take your hand that you work with, turn it round. So that's normal, back to front. Twist it and lower it as you go. 3 loops. How simple was that? Next stage in here, need to do a little bit of maintenance. We've got to get rid of all of this. Come and have a look. So we're going to have to now, all the dust. It settles out inside the machine. At this stage, worth getting rid of it. You've got no blade in here to conflict with trying to get in there. The dust actually will start to bung up the machine. On the rise and fall, there's a rack and pinion method. That gets into the cogs and gets compressed. All those little things is worth looking at, trying to clean out. Regularly met people where they just blow it. The dust goes airborne again, you also get it in your eyes. So at this stage, so much easier, go in with something like a hoover, soft brush, clean it out. That looks better. A little bit cleaner, no dust. Gets rid of all the debris from out. Even things like the electric micro switch on the door, the dust will build up, stop it working. So it's worth cleaning it regularly. On the wheels, if you cut anything damp, resinous, it will stick to the edge of the wheel. So something like a blade bit cleaner, resin cleaner can be good. Just to wipe that over. If you've got it really built up, you can occasionally go with a standing knife blade, but very square to the blade or to the wheel. Right, we're not getting loads off, but this is good. This also tells you if there's any problems with the wheel. This has got a rubber face on it. You want to make sure it's not lifting. Your fingertips will probably feel that better than your eyes. That's good. Do exactly the same on the top. Next I need to look at the guide system. So the lock handle on the back I've undone. We can bring the rise and fall method up. A bit of dust in there coming off. We'll give it a clean in a second. Clean the groove out. Now in here we have 2 side bearings on there. Let's just take this one off a minute. Let's see if we can get one out. So our bearings are in here. These are double stacked. They're actually on a cam system as well. If I turn the bottom bit, you can see that moves off. And clean those as well if we can. Alright, they go in and out on different machines, different ways. This has got a side bolt. Give it a clean, test everything rotates. Does it need replacing? If these aren't spinning, they're going to affect how the blade works. Again, can be worth cleaning that. Got a bit more access to it. One done. So we've got our side bearings, they could be blocks, in this case they're definitely bearings. In behind here we have a thrust bearing, another wheel. Alright, get different types, again it could be on edge, this is on face, so we've got the edge. Again, that simple thing I've just done with my fingertip. So that simple thing with a fingertip, just check it rotates. With our side bearings, obviously they're cams so we can close them together. At this stage I want to open them up, get a bigger gap as I can. Just going to finger tighten these again, done. So top bearings at the moment I've got to there. The only thing I've got to do in a second is undo my thrust bearing, move it back. So that thrust bearing, I can just move back a little bit, get it out the way for a minute. That's given me access to when we put the new blade in, give us room to get it in, get the blade in position, then build everything else around it. Got to do exactly the same for the lower guides. You can say, what? The lower guides, they're the ones down here. Going to do the same for the others, so let's just undo this bolt so that the lower guides, take that off. Give us a bit more access. They spin freely, they're good. Got to go from there, mate, I'm sorry. So at this stage we've cleaned everything up. We've checked all the bearings, make sure they rotate. If they don't, worth spending a bit of cash, replace those. Want our new blade, so we've got to get it out of the box. We can get rid of the box for a minute. So this is 3/4 inch wide, 4 TPI as a blade. Has 2 zip ties. The temptation at this point, yank it, pull it, break the zip ties. The blade will cut it, won't it? This blade probably be alright. It's quite wide, but something narrower, you'll distort the blade. So easiest way, get rid of those, cut them off. One. Right. Okay. Then you've got to unwrap the blade. Now there's a couple of ways of doing it. If you're not careful, you try and do it by hand, you can scratch your nose or whatever, it's definitely worth wearing your glasses. Other fun way, which we've done over the years, if you've got a little bit of room, how easy was that? Nice and safe. Next thing, I'm checking which way the teeth go. What? Come have a look. So there's our blade. Think about how it's going in the machine. Which way do the teeth point? Teeth need to point downwards. Occasionally when you unwrap it, you might get in the wrong way. Let's just see if I can have a quick play for you. Oh, look at the teeth now. Can you see they go wrong way? They're pointing upwards. That's how it's going in on my machine. That's not going to cut anything for you. So, quick twist. There it is. This point, got to get it in the machine. Into here, through the side gap on the table. I've got to bend down a little bit. Feed it in, that's good. Got to come round. Hopefully I'm not blocking you too much. So let's bring this in round. I've got to come round the end of the fence rail. Got to slide it up a little bit. Feeding it up through the slot on the guard there. Dropped in, come to there. Let's work on this side a bit now. And each bandsaw can be a bit different. Occasionally if you've got bigger machine, you're going to find the blade falls off while you bend down and try and put it on the bottom wheel. Little spring clamp, clip that on, can be fantastic. Now hold it. So the spring clamp will hold it. I can come to the bottom, check everything's in place. That's done. I'm going to go back to my tension now on this machine. Quick, easy. Putting the tension on, come down, get to there. And I'm just going to come round and have a look on a scale. Blade tension on, that's not bad. How much do I want? I want about 1/4 of an inch deflection between where we are straight with my thumb. Right? So simple thumb test, about 1/4 inch. That's not bad on here, and it's quite good on this machine on how quick and easy that is, so it resets quite easily. So at this stage we've got our tension, just going to check how this rotates. Fingertips, roll it over. I'm also looking through the side. Now the blades come forward a little bit. On the back of the machine I have a lock knob. I need to undo it, and I've got a bar that feeds into the back. If I wind it in and out, it adjusts where this wheel lies. So I need to wind it in a touch to take the blade back a bit. When we've adjusted the tracking, or whilst adjusting it, you need to turn that top wheel. Not just a little bit, you need to spin it round and check that blade's realigning front to back on that wheel. I've got it pretty central. I've got quite a wide blade on this now. It's maximum width if we want to do some rip cuts. That's good, but turn it over by hand. Great, so we've got our position, then we can start to build everything back in the guides. I'm going to set the top guide so we can adjust the bar feed here, in and out. I want the guide on the front here level with the gullet of the blade here, that curve. Not the teeth, I don't want to be touching the teeth. I want to be a bit there, that's good. Lock it back up. That's done. Our thrust bearing, we could also at this stage, with where we are, bring this back in. So our thrust bearing, we can bring forward. Now again, don't want it quite touching. So about the width or thickness of a piece of paper back. Turn up, check it spins. So the idea now being when we put pressure onto the blade, it'll move back just that little bit. So when it's freewheeling, not cutting, that's not making contact. Tighten it up. Got to set the side guides up. So this is going to support either side of the blade. These are on a cam, so if I bring it round, you can see I distort the blade. We want it where it's naturally dropping straight. So I want to get them as near as I can without it touching. Other side. Bring that in. No, down just a little bit there. Let's tighten that up. Again, we turn the wheel over from the top. We can check that none of the bearings are going round. That's good. Tighten them up. Got to do exactly the same setup underneath the table. Just going to put this screw back in, but do you bet this is facing upwards, the dust comes down. Look at all this dust that compacts in here. Now if you put the Allen key in, you'll build that up. So let's clean it out. Simple wood screw, just cleans that out. So, nearly there, got it all positioned, we check things are tight, do a freehand check, just turn it around, no noise. Insert to go back in the table, pin to go back in the side of the table. This is about keeping the table level when you're putting weight on the front here. Last little bit. We're just going to undo our height, rise and fall. I want to bring this down a little bit lower. Reconnect the power, do a start-stop test. If anything's going to happen, it will happen in that short time. You've adjusted the tracking and all sorts. So it's a good way of just doing on, off. Listen for any unnatural noises that you don't want. So we've done all those little bits, we've adjusted all the guides, got everything, so now you're ready to use your machine again. It takes a little bit of time, the more you practice it, the better and easier it will become. Having the tools and everything available, really good. Hope you've enjoyed.